Today we come to the book of Deuteronomy. Now, Deuteronomy, where does that name come from? Well, it comes from the word Deuteronomian. And Deuteronomian, it means second law or repeated law. And that is the title of the book in the Greek translation, the early Greek translation called the Septuagint. And so that's where we get the name Deuteronomy from. It means second law or repeated law. Now remember, all the adults that came out of Egypt in the Exodus, they died in the 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. That was their punishment. And now their children have grown up, and as they're about to enter to the promised land, these children that have grown up now, as I said, they need to know the law. And they've got to be able to keep the law, and so they've got to know it. And so in chapter 1, Moses begins to give this retelling of the law. And he recalls Numbers chapter, Numbers chapter 13 and 14, and their refusal to believe that God would give them the promised land. So I want to read to you Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 21 through 30. Deuteronomy 1, beginning in verse 21. See, the Lord your God has set the land before you. Go up and take possession of it as the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has told you. Do not be afraid or discouraged. All of you, approached me and said, let's send men ahead of us so that they may explore the land for us and bring us back a report about the route we should go up and the cities we will come to. And the plan seemed good to me, so I selected 12 men from among you, one man from each tribe. They left and went up into the hill country and came to the Eshcol Valley, scouting the land. They took some of the fruit from the land in their hands, carried it down to us, and brought us back a report. And the land the Lord our God is giving us is good. But you were not willing to go up. You rebelled against the command of the Lord your God. You grumbled in your tents and said, the Lord brought us out of the land of Egypt to hand us over to the Amorites in order to destroy us because he hates us. Where can we go? Our brothers made us lose heart, saying the people are larger and taller than we are. The cities are large and fortified to heavens. We also saw the descendants of the Anakim there. So I said to you, don't be terrified or afraid of them. The Lord your God who goes before you will fight for you, just as you saw him do for you in Egypt. Now, this initial group of adults that came out of Egypt, they had seen the Lord and all the 10 plagues that he brought to the Egyptians. They saw where he parted the Red Sea and allowed them to go through on dry ground. But they forgot all that God had done for them when they were faced with this new challenge of going into the promised land. They saw the fortified cities, they saw the giants in the land, and their fear became greater than their faith. And Moses called them to not be afraid. And why should they not be afraid? Because he said in Deuteronomy 1:30 that the Lord goes before us and he fights those battles for us. And what a great reminder that is for us. You know, what miracles has God done in your life? What prayers has God answered in your life? And so let us have faith in him, knowing that troubles will come, but the Lord has already gone ahead of us and will fight for us. Join me again next time as we continue in the book of Deuteronomy.